dancehall, me from creation.
Yes, cunt lords and motherfuckers. This is the United Forever podcast, episode 59, Work Banter. I am Sam Spanner, and I'm with my legendary cousin,
Adam Shagum.
Oh, Adam, he's never on time, is he? Ever.
and we've got a very special guest, the absolute legend of the Undertaker, that is David R. How's it going, mate?
Rest in peace. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. On holiday, finally.
Nice.
And Adam is back driving his van. Is that correct, mate?
Yes, just still fucked, but it's all good.
Is there a delay with you, Adam, or is it just like you in general? I don't even know anymore.
It's just my brain.
Don't worry about it. It will fix itself.
Yeah.
It will fix
always a
itself
slight
along
delay.
the way.
It's all good.
It's our family genes, Dave.
Yeah. Fuck.
Too much interbreeding going on.
Yep.
No comment.
Oh dear. So this episode links onto the last special episode, which was sort of retail banter, and this one is work banter in general. So apart from retail stuff, we've all had experiences in various sectors and stuff. So we've had some of our mates requesting another episode like this, so we're doing it. But before we start, we've got some shout outs. Now, I'm not going to say anything about the England success stories so far because I don't want to jinx it. So we're going to, we've got a special mention for our Texan buddy. We've got Boomhauer. Apologies, mate, for not replying to your last YouTube comment. Now and again, for some reason, on our comment feed, the comments don't appear, but I can still read what you say in the YouTube studio. So, yeah, defo agree. Diallo's got bags of potential. And our good mate, Johnny Cavani, excellent rant, brilliant episode about the weight of entitlement. Now is a quality watch, so well played, mate. And Santa Notch, the legend that is, we're wishing him all the best getting his new property by the coast. And this is a genuine request for more content, mate. We absolutely love your random food stuff and anything like that, mate. And then we've got my work buddy, Damo, Irish Damo. He came up with a brilliant word merge the other day. So I was at work and he says, I need a snit. Lads, do you know what a snit is?
A sneeze shit?
It's a snake. I've done one of those before. A snake shit. So long, thin, proper long. Mate, Adam remembers about...
Or Duke.
Duke.
So Adam Defo remembers from the other episode where we were talking about Damo doing his dick trick piss in the middle of the night. Well, Damo was also telling us about his pint glass anecdotes. So being in a bar, taking a piss in the pint glass, doing a John Terry, while he's waiting for the next one to get ready, or taking a pint glass out of the club with him and using it in the taxi to have a piss on the way home and spilling it out the window.
Wrongin'.
Fucking
That's what you
brilliant.
like, though, wrongin'.
Oh, mate. And also...
That trick one did make me laugh, actually.
Mate, that was absolute class.
Yep.
Mate, we've got to try that. I might end, if I do a shit at the same time, I might end up painting my balls.
Yum.
One to watch out for. And then there was another colleague who actually buggered off a few years back. Goes by the name of Serge. Mate, he lived in, I think it was Newport down in Wales. And mate, he was a serious drinker, and he told us this hilarious anecdote once when he was on the way home from clubbing, and he was fucked as anything. And what he did is he tucked the bottom of his shirt in his trousers, and he didn't want to tell the taxi driver to pull over, because if he would have started puking, then obviously you might get abandoned. So what he did, he tucked in his shirt in his trousers, held over the neck of his shirt and fucking puked inside the shirt.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh.
I think I'd rather do it
Mate.
on the footwell. Get the
Oh,
fine.
mate. Oh, dear.
Keep you warm at least.
But, mate, this
Oh.
bloke once on a work do, he got so fucked. He was like, he was this giant bear-like fiend. And he just randomly get his knob out in the street and start doing helicopters. Helicopter pissing everywhere.
Oh. What these people you hang
dear.
around with, Sam?
I don't know, we're all an odd lot over here. Oh, mate, hold the phone, Ford Capri.
Oh dear.
Oh, mate,
So I've got
I had a
headphones in.
special.
If I need a trump, I've got to take the bloody headphones out to put
I know
the mic down there.
your mic will pick it up, mate. Don't you worry.
Oh, definitely.
I think you're giving too much credit
No.
to my rubbish mic.
Mate, I had black pudding for lunch. Spicy Spanish black pudding.
They
dear,
eat
dear.
anything in Spain, don't they?
Fucking hell, mate.
Oh, they do.
Honestly,
Oh, to tell you what, it was really funny because,
you're a fucked up cuisine.
oh, bloody hell, what was I going to say?
Eh?
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Pig trotters.
Oh.
Mate, it's so funny that time we took you into that Spanish bar for the first time. And you're like, what the fuck's all these cork pieces hanging from the ceiling? And I was like, Dave, mate, that's just cured ham.
Damn.
It's just some random butchers.
You're
Honestly,
like, fucking hell, it's like some level from Resident Evil or
It
something.
reminds me of work when I went to Spain.
Oh, collecting the death.
I mean, to be fair,
Oh, dear,
waste not,
dear.
want not, and all that. So with the pig, they're like, "Oh, what bit can we not eat? Like nothing of it, you know." So fair
know.
play that they don't waste anything.
The clitoris.
Mate, even the fucking meatballs at work. Clitoris, mate.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if that was a speciality in Spain.
I'll tell you what, we have some
Pineapple
dodgy
and
fucks
pig
on.
skewers.
Mate, we have really dodgy meatballs at work.
Yeah, well,
They're like fucking. I swear, once I found a pig's tooth in one of the meatballs.
Oh,
I was like, they would have retched all over the fucking table.
massively. I'd have covered that table.
Oh, mate, we've got.
The
I've got
food
another
standards
shout out.
in Spain, they just must get bribed like anything, mustn't they? Really?
Yeah.
Or
I
they
know.
don't exist.
Nothing goes to waste. Like what you don't know is when you're at a bar, if you haven't finished the food on your plate, that goes on to the next dish. It's brought back out again.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Fucking wrong.
I mean, well,
No,
I worked in
mate.
a restaurant that closed down now, and the stuff that they do is probably normal for the restaurants over there.
Oh, mate. Probably. So we've got a colleague, Davey Boy G. He was telling us the other day at work how he had rotten guts, and he did a rotten, silent but deadly one next to his bird on the sofa. And the only thing that saved him from a big row was that the dog was lying on the floor in front of him. He blamed the dog.
Oh yeah, playing the dog every day of the week.
Oh, fucking us. Mate, the other day, right, I was round the old father-in-law's, and he's got a Yorkshire Terrier, and the dog needed a haircut. And it had taken a shit out on the back patio, and I picked it up because I went and tried to find a baby wipe to, like, pull out the shit out, the hairs around its arse.
Oh, you're living
And I
a
lifted it.
dream, aren't you?
Mate, it was wrong. I turned the dog upside down. Shouldn't have had it there. I only went and fucking let it rip right up my nostrils.
Oh.
It's just like a comedy or a sketch show, isn't it, on your life? Yours and Adam's lives are like comedies.
Yes.
I know. Oh, mate. Here we go. We've got a few more shout-outs. We've got Stan Hughes. Dave, you probably won't be know what some of this stuff's about, but bear with. We've got saying Axel for centre-back next to Harry. Could be possible, but he's quite injury-prone. Big Red Bus says Varane probably won't happen, but we made some interesting points. United Steve 79 agreed that our last episode was rank as fuck, but he loved it, lads.
So
Not too sure about not too sure about Andreas though. When we've got a few lads that got involved with the funny stadium name. So Ronnie Roller Cola mentioned that in Thailand there's a funny stadium called the Ang Thong Stadium. And then we've got from, from Jan Muller. He says, up in Scotland, there's a few random stadiums. One's the Penny Pit Park, and there's a new Pebble Park.
Pebble Dash.
I wonder what the old Pebble Park was like before that.
Just,
Pebble Dash.
what should we name it? Oh, there's a pebble down there. That'll do.
Oh, fucking hell. And obviously the Etihad Stadium for City, apparently Etihad means United in Arabic, so City having United in their stadium name's quite ironic. So brilliant
There's a bit
stuff.
of irony there, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, mate. So before we go straight into the work banter, lads, I thought I'd tell you about, obviously Spain is famous for its fruit and veg and stuff, exporting everywhere. Well, believe it or not, the cherries over here actually taste like proper cherries. Because don't you find that in the UK, when you go to the supermarket, half the stuff is tasteless?
Oh, yeah. It's just like water, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
mate,
strawberries are like red water.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, the cherries, mate, there's some cherries grown locally. And I tell you what, they're fucking absolutely beautiful. Really, really tasty. And you can buy boxfuls of cherries, these wooden boxes. And I swear, I fucking OD'd on this stuff.
Give you the massive shit.
Oh, mate, I was doing about 9 a day at work last week. And,
what boxes?
And I was like, and I was feeling quite uncomfortable like one evening last week. And I thought, oh, fuck me, what's wrong with me? And I ran up the stairs. And I don't know if you ever find that by running up the stairs, it helps to relieve a bit of gas. And I did this. Did a full-on. I did a huge belch, and I swear I fucking regurgitated the whole cherry. It was disgusting.
You just chew your food.
It's
yeah, I know. Oh dear.
Random fact on cherries, yeah.
Yes, mate.
I know you probably don't eat the pip, but if you eat enough or crush enough pips with the
like
cherry,
any sane person, no, I don't eat the pip. The stone bit in the middle, I can't eat that bit. No.
If you crush the pip and the cherry, if you crush enough together, I can't remember the exact quantity, but there's enough cyanide in there to kill a human. Just put that out.
That's the same with apple pips as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you were to just crush the pip,
that's good to know.
If you if you just crush the pip, there's no cyanide in it because it needs to react with the enzymes of the actual cherry itself to actually create the chemical reaction.
That's quite an interesting fact, actually.
See, not just a pretty face, am I?
Mate, I'll bear that in mind next time. I'll bear that in mind next time my kids are fucking driving me around the bend.
Right, that's it. Get the cherries, Elliot. We're gonna get them.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, no, but I mean, that's good bit of science there, because you two both studied horticulture, didn't you, back when you were teens?
We spent a lot of it at Burger King, to be fair.
Yeah. And hiding.
Skiving and eating burgers, fucking legends.
Caught by Adam's dad.
Yeah. On all the roads in all the bloody town.
Oh, don't.
Right, it was amazing.
Literally was the most random road ever, wasn't it?
It was.
It was like fate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
to be fair, I think the cherries have been near the date, and I was like, I better eat them before they go out of date. And I've OD'd on cherries and had really bad guts before as well. I don't think I coughed up a whole one, but I think it came out the other end quite nastily. And grapes.
Cherry dashing.
Don't eat too many grapes at once as well. God, they will have you and all.
Fucking hell. All right, so let's go straight into the work banner. Before we continue, I'm just going to say, Adam, readjust your mic just a little bit, mate. So
or
it's
in or
slightly
out?
Near your...
Nearer.
In, mate, near your mouth.
How about that?
All right. Better? So we've got... that's better, mate. Hold on. Oh, fuck me. Eruption.
Wow.
Nobby's nuts. Okay. So before we go straight into the work banter, I'm just going to give a bit of context to the listeners. So we've got to talk about any of our fucking most hilarious anecdotes at work and stuff. And if anyone has got any anecdotes they want to share in the comments, please feel free to do so.
Please do.
Now, in the last episode, Dave,
Yeah.
I accidentally cut you off when you were just about. Well, you asked the question. Do you remember any people at work in the supermarkets ever having sex?
Oh, that was one of my points for today, actually.
Sweet, right. You begin with the rhythm stick, mate. So hit us in the balls.
Well, I had it, not me personally, but there was at least 2 or 3 couples that got caught when I was working in different places. Did either of you two ever get caught when you were at your places?
No, I think didn't you get caught once, Adam?
What?
Adam might have got caught having a posh wank.
No, mate, not me.
Adam, your old manager at Rowhedgian, didn't he get caught for getting it away with half the staff?
No, he was just nicking lottery tickets.
No, the one who went on to go to Ipswich, that one.
Oh,
I thought he got with quite a few of the girls.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I forgot
John
about
was
him.
mentioning names, but
yeah,
didn't he get with quite a few of the married women as well or something?
yeah. He was a bit of a. I don't get it because he was an ugly fucker, but he looked like something. Like he looked like an experiment gone wrong. It was a cross between Quasimodo and fucking someone out of Deliverance, honestly.
The picture you're painting is about right, actually.
Oh yeah, you can't forget the lisp, the month bunch. Month bunch. I totally forgot about him. He was a fucking legend.
Mate, sorry, hold the phone. I've got to just say this. Yesterday, when the England players were singing God Save the Queen, you got to go and watch Harry Kane, apart from having literal herpes all over his face. As soon as he finished singing, you can see that he's got some kind of lisp thing going on.
Yeah.
When he did this tongue click thing on the upper part of his mouth. I was like, what are you doing? Speaking some kind of Central African dialect with the clicks?
Did you watch him on the interviews afterwards?
Yeah, oh mate, it's fun.
No, I didn't, mate. So I was watching on Spanish TV.
He has got a bit of a speech impediment, but fair play to him for getting to where he is with it, you know.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I was actually more impressed with him getting through life with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, good on him, really.
Yeah,
respect.
It's very true, but it is quite comical at times. I'll have to send you a link. There's this comedian that does a fucking quality impression of him. I'll have to send you the link. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, sweet. Now, here we go. Before we continue, I was going to say that on my first ever day, one of my first ever days at work, I sort of had, the butterflies in the stomach, and I was driving to work, and as soon as I reached the first roundabout, just down the road from where I used to live, I fucking had the hot tomato farts, and I pushed a bit too hard, and I fucking soiled my underpants, and I had to drive home. As soon as I opened the door, I was like shouting to my wife, "Can you get a fucking bin bag? I'm not going to try and save these."
You're such a catch, aren't you?
Oh, beautiful, mate.
I know.
How lucky she is.
Come with the whole package, mate. I know.
What the
leak? I get the nervous
idea.
pisses before, do you get that as well? Like before an exam or something, you get the nervous pisses?
Yeah.
Oh, the adrenaline pisses, mate.
When I was on the GCSEs, I was backwards and forwards to the loo.
We'll give Sam the new nickname of Old Slacky. His old slack ring.
No, mate, I remember when I used to play in a band about what would have been about 8 and 9 years ago. I remember before it was our turn to get on stage, I swear I'd get the adrenaline pisses, mate. And you just like have the eternal fucking tap on, you know?
Yeah.
And I find that my dick had disappeared, like sort of go indoors.
It's
turn into a fucking peanut.
It's inverted, help.
Like a fucking apple seed.
Raisin.
It does happen though. You get so nervous and just constantly to the toilet.
Yeah, I know. Oh, mate, I've got another thing coming on.
Nope.
Place to the place, London.
I think my ass must get nervous on this podcast because I hardly ever need it while doing a recording. Normal days, it's terrible.
Just to send a couple of sound bites for put it at the end.
Yeah. You are. I'll do sound bites.
Send a couple of sound bites and we'll put it on the end of the video. It'll be fine.
Oh, I do that enough anyway.
Mate, you got about fucking 100 audio messages in our podcast group.
You literally have.
Random fuss. Oh, fucking mate. Adam, give us an anecdote, mate. It's your turn. You've got the rhythm stick.
An anecdote. Right, okay.
Yes, mate.
This is my current job, yeah. There's this guy.
Okay.
He's a fucking legend, mate. Right. Basically, he owned.
Yeah, mate.
He used to own a pub in Colchester, and basically with lockdown, he was fucked. So he ended up having to get another job. So he's come along and joined us on the parcels, right? And he obviously being a landlord, he's a proper alcoholic, mate. Right? He looks like a shitting dog shaking the whole time. He's like, yeah, right. And
he passed it.
Yeah. All they're worried about is if you've got a driving license. Don't matter if you're like alcoholic or whatever. But yeah, basically,
pissed at your nut.
Yeah, at Christmas just gone. We started from a certain point in November until the end of December. We worked every day, including Sundays. Yeah, and it was our first Sunday in.
Yeah,
and basically we were like, where the fuck is he? He wasn't there. We're like, what the fuck? And then his van come around the corner, and it was another bloke driving it, and we're like, what the fuck? And then in the passenger seat, he's sitting there looking at us, absolutely steaming off his face, giving us the Queen wave. And he's like, and he got out, and he was literally like, he was walking across the car park.
He showed up to work, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he was walking across the car park, crabbing his way along. Like, he couldn't walk in a straight line. We're like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, oh, yeah, my wife was making a Christmas cake, and I kind of accidentally got hold of the brandy, and yeah, that all went. So he basically downed a bottle of brandy, and he basically had to phone his mate up at like 7 o'clock in the morning to come and drive him. So he'd go and do the deliveries, but his mate had to drive him. So he had his own personal driver for the day. And then the next day we saw him.
Well, that was nice of him.
Well, yeah. He's like, oh, boys, I feel so rough today. He's like, yeah, I was down Bourne Road and I had to dive down a side alley and yak my guts up everywhere. I was like, mate, here's your parcel. You know.
Nice.
Oh, mate, so if people got a bit sick on their parcels.
Yeah. What's this chunk of carrot on my parcel?
I don't remember ordering
the snowman's nose that's been circumcised.
But yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
Oh, mate. Oh, brilliant. So basically, that bloke's missus had no brandy to put on the Christmas pudding. Christmas Day, no flames.
Oh no, they did because remember, the pub was still active at the time. It was just shut because of lockdown. So he had a whole pub, mate. He fucking. Another quick story regarding him when because he's actually quit the pub game now. But when he was closing his pub down, he had kegs of beer. Yeah. And there's just another bloke who literally took 4 or 5-gallon barrels to him and gave him it the next day, and then he brought it back full of bloody Strongbow dark fruit cider. The next, I literally got like 25 gallons of cider given him. It's just like quality.
Fuck me. Oh, mate, that is a better fucking Christmas present and a half.
Yeah,
Bloody
mate.
hell.
That'll
Fuck
see me
me.
going for the whole
Dave.
year.
Yeah.
Well,
Dave, your next anecdote, mate. Oh, sorry,
Well,
Adam, you got
yes,
a
Adam, you're
finishing
right, mate.
comment on that?
what?
Did you have one finishing comment on that anecdote?
Yeah, basically I work with a lot of alcoholics, but it's all good. Yeah.
Quality.
We had a case the other day because obviously we
Yeah,
all drive vehicles and stuff for a living. And one of the
yeah.
blokes brought in some cheesecake. Oh, cheers, mate. Oh, my wife made this. Oh, hey, lovely. So, it
Yeah.
tastes a bit funky. And then later on in the day, I found out that she'd put loads of Baileys in it. So, oh yeah, well done.
Oh.
Just give all the drivers alcoholic cheesecake. Well done. I mean, I'm trying to be good with the diet and stuff, so I only had half a slice.
Oh,
But
mate.
well,
Oh, mate.
to try and
No, I remember
not.
doing a bit of Sambuca shots at work with the old bosses. That was a good laugh. In the Christmas season, you know? That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time that Nighty was when he was drunk and I had to drive him to work that day when he was doing an extra shift on a Saturday when he was with the plumbing?
No.
No. What happened,
Wait,
mate?
Oh well, it was snowing. Did I tell you, Adam?
I was just the one over in Goldhanger or wherever it was.
Or Malden
Goldfinger?
Yeah, yeah, Malden. That's it. Yeah,
when I
I
nearly
kind
run
of
that bloke
remember it.
over.
Oh yeah, because he slipped on the ice. Yeah.
Yeah, like not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on his bike and he slipped. Tell you what, I missed his head by like inches. And that was that was bad. Just as night, he was too pissed. He's like, "Oh, can you drive me into work? I'll pay you. I'll give you a bit of money." I said, "Oh, I'm not doing it anyway. Why not?" And yeah.
Oh, mate.
So yeah, another work anecdote. Adam's got Tourette's tonight, I think.
Oh, mate. No, it runs in the family.
Either that or a bad stammer.
It's like
Harry Kane.
Granddad. You hear him doing this weird, random. Mate, Granddad goes around the place all the time doing this random whistling. And we're like, are you whistling a certain melody or anything? He's like, no, I just keep whistling to myself to remind myself that I'm still here.
Old people are funny, aren't they?
Oh, brilliant.
Fucking
I'm
class.
old and don't give a fuck.
Oh, mate, once there was this. Exactly. Oh, mate, so we had this kid about 7 years ago, full on ADHD, so hyperactive, he couldn't stay sat down on the chair for more than about 30 seconds. Well, it was really funny because, mate, it was just before the end of the school day, and I stood out in the corridor trying to get some of the kids in line and whatnot. And then fucking some poor kid had done like a 12-foot line of puddles of puke.
Oh.
And then this kid obviously didn't stay in his correct line coming back from PE, bolted it up the stairwell, came bombing it down the corridor, and he just slipped in the fucking sick.
Oh.
Did a Klinsman dive all the way down the fucking corridor.
Oh.
Carrots, peas, you name it. It was covered in the stuff. And he didn't have time to fucking change his clothes because the school bus was going to leave. And, mate, it was a sight. Oh, dear.
I'll tell you what, that's one of my biggest fears at work is going to collect someone and getting all like bodily fluids and stuff all over my clothes because there's no way I'll be able to get changed for ages afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty, mate.
I literally.
You should wear bin. You could wear bin bags like the NHS staff, mate.
Well, we have like body suits, but then sometimes it could just happen at random, and like.
Okay.
If I get it all over my trousers, that's it. They're staying on there for like an hour, a minimum.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, all the way, probably.
Oh, mate. What about Adam, mate?
What's that?
Another
Bodily fluids? What?
An Adam dote.
Okay.
Sticky.
Sticky icky.
Yeah, right. So another one was when I was working in retail in the village, and one of the
Yeah,
managers um, who was, I think, borderline bisexual, but I'm not quite sure. Dave, you know who I'm on about.
Oh, I knew as soon as you said that. Yeah.
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 Right. Yeah. Basically, and we had this. Um, well, he was a Sunday lad, and basically, they were like got on really well, and like they used to like beat each other up and stuff, as you do, keeping it professional and all that. What the hell's that noise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Dave's having a danger wank.
And yeah, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I went out the back, and they was like trying to fight each other with carrots. They were trying to jab them in each other's like ribs to see who could like take the most pain. I'm like, what the fuck am I just walking into it? Trying to dildo each other with
Bondage,
carrots.
carrot bondage.
Nice and professional.
Yep. I feel sorry for the fucker who bought that carrot after.
I mean, there's worse places they can try and jab each other, I guess.
Feel my jabber.
Oh, mate.
I know when I used to work in the supermarket, we used to because obviously the delivery would come in and all the stock would be on the cage all mixed up for the aisles. So we used to get the stock off, like all the cans would go on one cage, all of the alcohol on another one. But what me and a few of the other guys used to do is we literally like lob the stuff at each other, trying to hurt each other. Aaron, catch! And you'd lob like a 24 packet case of beans at him, and yeah, we used to try and do it so it hit him in the nuts. And
fucking jackass job, mate.
I tell you what, they were really evil sometimes. Like the whole big old, even the toilet roll. When you get like 24 case of toilet roll, it's quite heavy. So you like throw it as hard as you could at them to try and knock them over.
Johnny Knoxville, mate.
Yeah,
mate. Talking about the old bisexual anecdote before, I'm just going to say that we are not xenophobes here. So yeah, we're not.
Sorry, I forgot to put that footnote
in a bad way. All right, full support. Yeah, that's the one, mate. So I once had this. Kid in my tutor group years back. Dad was Chinese, and he didn't speak English, and his Spanish was broken, and I was trying to communicate, as best as I could with him, because my Mandarin, mate, is shocking. Anyway, he was quite a demanding dad, and basically he just wanted me to, be as demanding with his son and all that, so he'd improve his grades. And at the end of the tutorial, I was shaking his hand, and in Spanish he said aprieta, but because he couldn't pronounce the R, it became an L. So aprieta, which literally translates to be firm, be firm. So what I did is I fucking squeezed his hand as hard as I could. And there was this high-pitched squeal. He's like, not my hand, I mean with my son. I was like, yes, sir.
I suppose if he's from China, he's probably like 4 foot as well.
Oh, mate. Brilliant. Oh, dear. No, I mean, we shouldn't say that. I mean, China do have tall players in the basketball team, mate, Dave. Don't forget that.
That's very true.
Adam, mate, your turn.
Is it my turn or is it
Adam's turn or Dave's turn?
Come on, you're the one fucking
Dave's turn.
So, the company that I used to work for, that Adam used to work for too,
Frescoes.
They thought they'd be clever and buy a new till system. So I worked in head office later on in that same company, and we had to install the till. We had to go and install these tills and the new system into new places. And what they didn't tell us is when you turn, if the till has to reset for any reason, like it crashes, you're talking like at least 10, 15 minutes before it's back up again.
Oh, fuck.
And so if you're talking a store with like 2 or 3 tills and like both have crashed, just the tuts you'd get. Oh my God.
Oh.
It was the most awkward, painful situation in the world.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm really sorry, sir. I'm really sorry, madam, but the tills have crashed. I'll be back up soon.
Oh, no. Mate, that happened last summer.
I'll tell you what.
I was stuck in a fucking car park last summer because the tills had crashed in our local Decathlon, which is this massive sports depot. And you wouldn't believe, I couldn't even get out of the fucking car park. Managed to get in, and when we went in the shop, I got a whole basket full of, different clothes and stuff for the kids, for PE and whatnot. And then I was like, what the fuck? There was literally a mile queue inside the warehouse. And the tills are down. I was like, oh, fuck that. So I just left the basket on the floor, fucked off, back into the car, and I couldn't get out of the car park for about an hour.
I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah. Dear, dear.
Quickly talking about what Dave was just touching on there.
Yes, mate. His knob.
Well,
Sorry.
Touch his knob. Yeah. That that system. The system that they installed after that had the ordering attached to it. Do you remember? You probably didn't deal with that. It got dealt with by another. Yeah, that's it. I can't remember what it was. That was a Blockbuster. That was a Blockbuster reject system. So I'm thinking.
I heard that. Yeah, I did hear that.
It
was little like prompt as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I'm thinking, right, hang on a moment. We're a company that has gone bust because we've just bought their ordering system off him. How's that work? And also touching on why tills used to take so long to reboot. Yeah, I actually got to the bottom of this. Basically, obviously, with the company that we work for, there are many different ones around the country. Yeah. Basically, the Mac Daddy of them all used to have one server per till. Yeah, so that would work like ultra fast, and
fair enough.
It would reboot really quick.
Yes.
Our group had one server.
Oh, let me guess, one per society.
One server for the whole area. That's why it took fucking forever.
Oh, fuck me.
That doesn't surprise me.
Which probably means east of England, so you're talking about Suffolk.
Yeah.
North Essex, fucking, oh dear.
It was probably reconditioned 10-year-old tech as well.
It was fucked before it even brought in, mate, honestly.
But as a retail worker, you just get... The till crashing is not your fault at all. Or like when it says, please remove card, if you take the card out before that point, it would crash the till. And you're like,
really?
The customer's having to go at you. You're like, well, if you weren't so impatient and such an idiot, you would now be standing here 15 minutes wondering whether your car's been gone through once or twice or not. And like the customer's always right. It's just, the customers always think they're right.
A pain in the arse. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Mate, changing the topic a little bit, do you remember at school we'd be sat in assembly and we'd probably be sat on a random plastic chair and you'd fucking let rip reverberate in the assembly hall? Well, at school we got these wooden chairs and I swear you can do a fucking
nice
one of those.
Nice.
Fucking head and doing your shit yourself. Mate,
that weren't me.
This kid, right? Is it Dave? Fucking hell.
It's here. Actually, it's finally here.
Oh dear, mate. There's a green cloud flying over Ipswich right now.
I'm just glad it's not smell-o-vision.
No, so this kid in class, they were doing silent reading. Next thing you know, sounded like a fucking lumberjack had come in and tried to split the wooden chair with a fucking battle axe.
Talking of,
I said to mate, when anyone farts in class, I'm supposed to be serious.
Oh, you
mate,
can't,
I just start, mate. I started crying with laughter, and then when I realised that I'd fucking lost the class, I said to the kid, "All right, hold on a second, kid." They said, "Get your diary, and you're going to write a message for your parents." And then the class went silent, and he just all of a sudden had wobbly lips, thinking, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble." And I said, "Right, write this down now. Get your pen so you can't rub it out."
Yeah.
So write down that I mustn't contaminate the troposphere. And then I just thought, he had tears in his eyes, and as soon as I started laughing after that, fuck it, I lost control of the class.
Brilliant.
That must be so difficult, though. Even was it, as I'm sure you both know, like with being a parent, like when your kid does something really naughty that's really funny, or farts a long time, or says something inappropriate, you've kind of got to hide the laugh, haven't you?
Yeah, no, it's difficult.
I need to turn them off, but it's so funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Mate, Dave, a second ago, I heard a weird vibration. Are you playing footsie with that doorstop again?
Oh, I did it. Hang on. I did once earlier.
The springy doorstop.
I clipped it with my foot. I was just mucking about.
Oh, Ad, mate, you were trying to button before. Yeah. I'm sorry, mate. What were you trying to say about before? I was talking about the wooden chair.
Talking about echoey halls. Dave, do you remember when we were doing our GCSEs and we'd be in do you remember like you'd have some GCSEs in the main lunch hall and then some in that little shitty gymnasium on the corner? Do you remember?
I was literally just thinking about Frank. Is that what you're going to say?
No, there was one of them.
Oh, Michael as well, actually.
I don't know who it was, but there was people were getting told off for making noise after they completed, and then all of a sudden, out the back of the hall, you heard someone do like this crow noise, and everyone just started pissing themselves. Like, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh, that was a tiny one.
That was a fucking tart. A fucking Pop-Tart, mate.
Oh, God, I need to shit myself.
In the GCSEs, I was... when Sam was saying it, I was thinking, I'm sure that Frank and Michael, after a certain football player, they were letting rip big time in the hall. And everyone was creasing up, weren't they, in one of the exams. You've got to sit there in silence. You've got to expect at least one kid to let rip, haven't you, really?
Well, that's it.
Oh, mate, talking about that, right, so I was once handing out as fast as I could some worksheets around the class, and there was a kid that stood up to grab from the the utensils tray in the middle of the table, a pair of scissors to cut out the whatever. And as they stood up, my hip literally clipped the top of the chair, and it moved a few centimetres to the left. And as the kid was going to ease themselves down to sit on the chair, the kid ended up on the floor, and I thought, oh, fuck, the kid's going to end up crying. So I said to the kid, look, I'm going to be the only teacher that will give you the opportunity to have some revenge. So I said, grab this ruler that no one's fucking claimed over the past 3 weeks. Yeah. It was next to my desk. And I said, hit me on the head. And I thought, the kid being a kid would hit me. Mate, the kid hit me that fucking hard. The plastic shattered all over the fucking floor. And that, needing fucking medical treatment. I said, who's crying? I said, if anyone's crying, that should be me. And there was a little kid over in the other corner saying, yeah, that was my ruler.
Well, he could have claimed it then, shouldn't he?
I was like, what? I've been saying for the fucking past 3 weeks, who's this ruler? So fortunately, I had a ruler in my fucking locker thing, and I pulled it out and I said, "Look, you can have this one. It's got an incorporated solar-powered calculator, so when you're doing your maths exam, you can cheat."
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh dear, yeah, I did the job, mate. Oh, Dave, give us another one, mate.
Well, I was thinking of not about work, but I had a memory pop up on Facebook yesterday or today. I think the last time we were all together was it like 6 years before Emma was born.
Yeah,
it might have been.
It was when we were down on the riverfront by the little dock bit. Just how different we all looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't an anecdote. I just was thinking
everything's gone south now, isn't it? So
well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking hell. I mean, Adam, you got a nice shiny head now, haven't you, mate?
Say what?
Oh, Adam's got a proper chrome dome going on.
Of course I have, mate.
I said you got a nice shiny head. You're going.
Yeah, I like polishing my helmet. Sorry, head.
Do you pick it all now, dear?
Yeah, mate. Full on.
Do you shave it now?
I'm a full on.
Do you really?
I'm a full on Steve Austin, mate. Me.
A big head.
A big head.
Oh, nice. Fucking.
Thank you. I thought that big head was quite good. I'm glad that you appreciated that.
Mate, right, you know the old talking about apples before, right? And apple seeds and whatnot.
You put an apple up.
There was this fucking other kid, right? And he was being the A-bomb. Mate, this kid was doing my nutting during the whole fucking school year. Always eating his snack before he got out of the fucking playground. So I had the kids in line in the classroom before we were about to go outside. And what was that bloody bastard doing? He was there eating his apple. So I grabbed it out of his hand and I tried to launch it from one side of the class to the other where the bin was. And as I launched it, I realised that I had limited arm movement because of my work jacket. But I didn't give a fuck. And I went to try and do a sort of side swing launch. Completely missed the bin. The apple hit the fucking classroom door and shattered into 1,000 pieces.
I thought you were going to say hit another kid for a minute then.
Mate, no, I'd have been fucking imprisoned.
I thought you'd like knocked out little Jose or something.
Oh, killing a kid with an apple. Oh, he got a bit of golden delicious in his mouth. Oh, dear. Dear, oh dear. So I'll tell you something funny, right? Something that I find hilarious. You know when you want to piss yourself with laughter, but you can't?
Yeah.
It's when you're in the it's when you go for a shit at work and the person in the cubicle next to you has explosive diarrhea.
Oh, I still laugh.
And the colleague knows that someone's in the cubicle next to them and they're trying to hold it in but do it quietly.
Sounds like someone ripping
Literally
Velcro.
sounds like fucking or fucking an old school dial-up modem.
Nice.
No,
that's funny. Oh, spitty bitty.
But as they're trying to hold it in, it just gets higher and higher, the fucking tone, you know? And I'm trying to, like, not laugh, but at the same time, I want to get my phone out and go onto WhatsApp and click on the record button, but I'm scared you'd hear that random bleep.
Nice.
I
think you could probably do a whole episode based on toilet etiquette.
Talking of explosive, yeah. Right, here's one for you.
Yeah, right.
I was in a service station up the other side of Hadrian's Wall in Scotland, yeah. And
yeah, random, yeah.
Basically, I was sitting there, and I was finishing off, and then some guy next to me. Well, fuck me, the world fell out of his arse. I'm like, mate, you need to lay off the haggis, son.
Oh dear.
Have you ever managed to do an explosive one that comes out of the bowl?
Yeah.
And it goes up to the seat?
Yeah, how?
Or is that just me?
How does that happen?
It's like it defies gravity, doesn't it?
I did that at Adam's house once. His poor mum had to clean it up.
Oh. Adam's mum, she's a saint.
Oh, mate. No, she is, mate. She's looking after Adam's sister right now, bless her, with the old broken back and whatnot.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Dear, oh dear.
I had a...
Mate, so...
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say that sometimes you know which colleague's taking a shit by the gap under the toilet door. You know, they're sat there.
Oh, stinks again.
No oxygen, no air.
So, when I knew which colleague it was, I thought, right, I'm going to do something fucking stupid. So I grabbed a fistful of paper towels and I just kept on throwing them over the top of the cubicle. I was taking a shit. Didn't find that funny. Mate, you got a bit of revenge because once when I was stood taking a slash at the urinals, he only went and fucking barged me straight into the fucking pisser.
Splashback.
Oh, totally, mate.
Dave,
fucking people's elbow.
Talking of urinals, do you remember? I don't know if you remember, but we were out up in town one night, and we went in. We're in the
hanging around the urinal.
Yeah, as we do. We're in the hippodrome.
The place to be.
And we went to the bog.
The slapodrome.
And there's like a guy, like pretty much laying. There's a guy laying in the urinal. Do you remember that?
Oh,
he was sort of like
vaguely. I don't.
He was so pissed that he'd passed out and fell into the urinal.
I might do. I think I do.
Yeah, and his hand was just like.
You'd think that the no splash, no gash man would have helped him, wouldn't you?
How much was he charging for a
no
splash?
Spray, no lay.
£3.
Oh, something like that. Because Nighty tipped him
rip-off.
Didn't Nighty give him like 20 quid once, and he was his best mate every time he went in there?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh.
Yeah.
So that bloke ended up shaking off Nighty's drops off.
No Armani, no Punani.
Fucking legend.
Oh dear. Mate, talking about aftershaves, I had this student, right? His name was David in Spanish.
Beautiful British name.
Beautiful British name.
Yeah, I ended up giving him I gave him a nickname. Instead of David off Cool Water for Men, I said David on Hot Water for Boys.
Yeah, that's good.
As you do. Oh, mate. Dave, you got any more of your anecdotes, work shit?
So, not work one, but the other day I had to have an ultrasound on my liver.
Why, are you pregnant?
Because I've got a baby in there.
Yeah.
No, it was another exam after one I'd had a while ago. It's fine.
Okay.
But on the letter,
stuff.
It said I'm supposed to fast before I go in there, drinking only water.
Yeah.
All right.
Luckily, it was at 9 a.m, so I thought, okay, fair enough. And I got up. I was a bit tired because I think I was on call the night before, and I'd been out in the night. And I got up. Yeah. Oh God! Got ready for work. Had my breakfast. And about 8 o'clock. Fuck! I'm supposed to fast before this bloody scan. So I thought, right, that's it. Fingers down the throat. I'm bringing my breakfast up. I didn't even try that hard. It's coming out my nose. I thought, oh God, I'm going to go in there stinking of puke. Like the whole way there, I was like, oh no, they're going to ask me if I had breakfast yet, and I'm going to have to lie because I don't like lying. Yeah. And then luckily they didn't say a word about it, and they scanned it, and it was fine. I was like, oh, would it even have mattered if I puked or not? I don't even know.
You've got fucking tears.
The scan went well. The scan was fine, but I was literally worried the whole way there that they're gonna question me as to whether I've had any breakfast. I kind of did. I don't know if there's much left in there now, but
Oh my God,
it's amazing. Oh, you are the gift that keeps on giving, mate. Honestly, Jesus.
I was
man, he's like
the other
fucking
day as well,
inhaler.
but I kept it down.
Oh dear, mate.
It's funny.
So
as soon as I'm sick,
just...
I'm like, right, that's it. I'm telling Adam and Sam.
Okay, mate. I remember we went on this school trip, right? It was like about 3 days away. 3 days away from home, and had to share a log cabin with my co-tutors, and one of them was a female. So I let her have the big room, and then me and my other bloke, colleague, we had the small room, but there was me and the male. There was 2 single beds.
Not the female.
The female got the double bed. Like the dad from Friday Night Dinner.
I've got on top and tail stuff it.
Yeah.
So no, I had my own bed and everything, but right, just to think about a bird's eye view, when you're designing the house and stuff, you've got her bedboard when sort of where the side of my bed was running along in the room next to it.
Yeah.
And I said to the male colleague, I said, mate, brace yourselves. These were paper thin fucking plywood walls.
Yeah.
And I farted on the wall, and all of a sudden I startled her, and she was screaming, "Son of a bitch!" and all the swear words in the Spanish dictionary.
That video, was it one of you guys sent me about the farting at strangers?
Oh yeah.
When that lady's in the basement watching TV. That's so funny. I had to rewatch that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh mate, Damos.
Sweeter.
Fucking tasted that, mate. Liver and bacon. Mate. So I've got to ask Adam. You were saying, I obviously mentioned the random inbred legend. What was it? Brian from Melton on BBC Suffolk,
right?
And that radio show. So how he was completely butchered the word gazebo.
Right.
Now you said, hold the phone, because Grandad also has a problem pronouncing that word. So go on, tell me about it, mate.
Right. It's not so much pronouncing, right? But right, I'm going to paint you a picture here, right? It was probably about a month ago.
Okay.
Just under. It was proper hot over here, which at the moment isn't. It isn't. It's basically just pure rain and pissing down. And I've got a gazebo, and I've put it in the back garden, right? And we were sat out in the garden, and I was like to the end, I'm going to go and put that gazebo up. And Grandad was sat out there with us as well, and he's like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And then I was talking to the kids about putting up this gazebo, and I started putting it up, and then all of a sudden Grandad turned to Leanne and he goes, so, I don't mean to be ignorant, but what's a gazebo? And I'm like, you just sat there going... I was like, hang on a moment.
It's like a shed with no sides.
Yeah. I was like, you just sat there going, oh yeah, that'd be a good idea, putting it up. That looked good. And he's like, then just turns to Leanne and goes, what's a gazebo? I'm like, oh my Christ.
Oh mate, no, Grandad. I spoke to Grandad this morning, right, and he says, "Oh no, sorry, you keep going, Eddie."
No, that's pretty much the story. And then I described to him what a gazebo was, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's good. You better keep out the sun." Yeah.
Oh mate, no. So I spoke to Grandad this morning. And he said, "Yeah, I just got back 2 minutes ago from being around your house," and he said, well, he thought he'd pop by and do a typical Sunday morning visit.
Yeah.
And he took his own door key and he popped by and he said all he could see was the girls.
Yeah.
He said, your daughters. So, he was playing with the daughters and he says to your oldest, where is mum and dad? And he looks at his watch, he says, bloody hell, it's 20 past 11. And he said, when your daughter said, no, they're still in bed, he said to me, bloody hell, you must have been shagging away upstairs and having child neglect downstairs. And then he made reference. And then he made reference to Adam's testicles because he said, "Oi, Sam, do you remember when Adam was a young lad? He had really large balls." He said, with Adam and his mutant-sized balls, surely he must need to do a lot of shagging.
Poor Liang gets frosted.
Fucking frostbite, mate.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, dear. Okay, right, we've hit the hour mark. Now, I don't know if we've got... yes, mate. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
No, Adam has always had obscurely large testicles. That's why he needs to manscape them more frequently than the normal person.
And special creams and lotions.
Pseudocreme.
Oh, mate, the Euro theme one was funny. How they came out the other day, Manscaped, saying, "Hey, it's very important that you remember to manscape your Harry's cane. No, your Harry Kane." That should do. Oh dear. Right, Dave, have you got any extra anecdotes before we wrap things up? Because it's going to take fucking light year to upload.
Well, one last thing. Being in the funeral industry, summer is one of the worst times for funeral industry people.
Yeah.
Because if someone's left for a while in the heat, it's not very nice. I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, mate.
So just bear us poor guys in mind next time you think. Next time there's a heat wave, just think of me, please.
Yes, mate.
Because it's not very nice.
Oh dear.
Yes.
And that was it on that note, really.
All right, fair enough. What about Adam? You got any more final anecdote before we wrap it
up? Not off the top of my head. I'll probably think more. I'll probably think of more when we're finished, and then I'll be like, "Oh damn, I should have said that," but I can't think of anything at the top of my head because my organisational skills at the moment are shit.
No, fair bit.
Just write it down and have it on next time.
Mate, Adam, last time you found a pen was fucking years back.
Adam's usual content is on the cuff anyway, so quickly write it down.
Exactly.
Yes, mate. Oh,
best
no,
way,
sorry.
mate.
All right,
best way.
So let's wrap things up. Best way. Okay, right. Give me your final words then, boys.
Don't eat yellow snow, and over and out.
Closing words.
Don't eat too many cherries in one go, or grapes, because they make you go. Oh, that stinks again.
Brilliant. Oh, Adam.
The plaster's coming off the wall.
One for you, mate. Oh, brilliant. Dear. All right, I'll speak to you later, you fucking chronic masturbators. There we go, the doorstep.